The story of how I got into photography is a very funny one, but very inspiring. At the time when I was completing from the university, the strike broke out in Boya. I did my internship in Boya, very bad experience. So routine-like. You come in the morning, afternoon, evening, Monday to Friday, same old thing. That was when I said, no, I really cannot do this. I have to check another way to run away from this working for somebody thing, right? I had to find what I love doing. When I looked around, saw the photographers around, did research on the whole photography field globally, I saw that this is something which is really paying people out of here. But why do the people we see around here practicing this same thing are not earning as much as the others? I pinpointed one whole thing. The people here were not leveraging on technology. That was the main thing. The photographers around were not professional. Poorly dressed, lack approach, manners, character, all those things. I mean, come on, I went to school.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the podcast. Today we are in Douala, live in Douala, Cameroon with the one and only Effex. Effex Studios, if you know, you know. The guy who is on his way to becoming one of the masters in the country when it comes to videography and photography, not only the country but the continent. We're going global. So I'll let him introduce himself first and then we're gonna dive into the topic of today. So Mr. Ngwashi, please introduce yourself to the people.
My name is Ngwashi and I happen to be the managing director and lead photographer for Effex Studios Limited, a photography company based in Cameroon. And to the side, we also recently achieved a new company, Afro Closet, a sustainable fashion company based here in Douala. We are bringing the Louis Vuittons and the Hermes here in Cameroon and producing by Africans for Africans. So in a nutshell, I'll say an ordinary man trying to do extraordinary things. Yeah.
Man, there were plenty to talk.
I know.
No, but I'm a fan of what they do. Like I've already purchased my my Afro Closet, the first one, and there's more to come. And I'm also like a content creator, so of course the videography and the photography space is also interesting for me. So seeing people who are navigating that in Cameroon, which I know is much more difficult than where I am, it's inspiring. So I was like, okay, let's sit down, have a conversation. And I'm particularly where the conversation is going to start is why you decided to go for this, because you did not study this, right? And I assume when you left boarding school, went to the same boarding school, when you left, you didn't necessarily plan on doing photography, or did you?
No, I didn't. The story of how I got into photography is, I would say it's a very funny one, but very inspiring. At the time when I was completing from the university.
What did you study?
I studied political science and public administration. Okay. Right? So those are two different ends. Don't ask me how these two come together, but they come together.
All right. Okay.
I'll tell you in the course of information, I'll tell you how they come together.
Okay.
So on completing in the university, the strike broke out in Boya. What next?
Okay.
What I studied, what's normal is for you to go write concours or to get into international relations or to apply in the government to work in public administration.
Right.
I did my internship in Boya, very bad experience. So routine like. You come in the morning, afternoon, evening, Monday to Sunday or Monday to Friday, same old thing.
So you actually did internship?
Yeah, I did internship for a couple of 2 months. One of the most. That was when I said, no, I really cannot do this. I have to check another way to run away from this working for somebody thing, right? Okay. That was the main picture. But then they said, do what you love.
Right.
I had to find what I love doing. Two things came to mind. From the onset, I've always been creative. I used to draw well. I'm tech savvy kind of somebody. The second thing was fitness. But now, how do you monetize fitness? Looking around, fitness trainers around, there was really no inspiration there. Okay. But when I turned, I'm someone who loves photos. I love getting photos. And sadly enough, people couldn't get good photos of me. I had to start learning to get for people and teach them how to get for me.
So you liked photos taken of you?
Of me.
Okay. Which
I didn't succeed to get any good one because it was always messed up. But you know when putting your effort to look at the best angles to get for people,
right?
But when you give them the camera, what they give you is, right? So these are the things which came together. I said, okay, let me try this thing. When I looked around, saw the photographers around, did research on the whole photography field, like globally, I saw that this is something which is really paying people out of here. But why do the people we see around here practicing this same thing are not earning as much as the others? Right. I pinpointed one whole thing. The people here were not leveraging on technology. Okay. That was the main thing. And that's why you see professional photographers now, when a new equipment comes out, You have to rush to buy it because you have to meet up with this trend. If you don't meet up with this trend, you'll be left behind. Like how these old cameramen have been left behind with their analog cameras and everything.
Right.
Yes, it goes really fast. That was the first aspect. Second aspect was the photographers around were not professional. You see a photographer, poorly dressed, lack approach, manners, character, you know, all those things. I mean, come on, I went to school. These are basics which we have. I went to a good secondary school. I'm from a good family, you know. So all these things, I brought them together. Coming from a family too where parents made it big from doing just small businesses, that was a big boost. So I said, hey, let me feed into this opportunity which I saw, adopt the latest state-of-the-art equipment, try to be professional, dressing good, start learning how to draft proposals, start learning how to talk to the big people. There is a way to talk to big people. Trying to, you know, draft invoices and stuff. Business administration as a whole. Now this is where my public administration came in. Already I had the base on how to address, you know, client objections, how to, and God bless, I'm a people person. So I feel like photography was that click that gave me, I'm coming with my people's skills. Is it? Yeah, people's skills. People skills. Yes, people's skills. I know how to manage people, and I'm tech savvy, and I know how to bring these things together with my public administration as well.
Right.
That was the opportunity, and to me, that was how I was able to solve that problem. And to date, I've been able to carve out a niche for myself. So today, it's no longer when somebody hires me for their event or whatsoever, it's no longer we hire the photographer. No, we hired Effex Studios.
The experience,
We hired Effex Studios. That is different.
Right.
Yeah, so far, we're glad that I've been able to do this, bringing up a small team to making this difference and bringing in this value and make people understand the value and charge them for this value is what actually makes a difference for me. And yeah, today we are proud to be one of those, the very few photography companies which are registered in the country and pay their taxes up to date, and of course served national and multinational clients.
Well, good citizens.
We're grateful. Appreciate.
It just came to mind actually when you were talking, because your sister does YouTube.
Yes.
And she's been doing YouTube for a hot second. And she's a big content creator in Canada or in America.
In Canada.
Right.
Canada.
Did that play any role in, because if you have someone around you who is already doing something similar, and then they are already navigating it in a sort of professional way, did that play any role in your likeliness to also engage in it? You know what I mean? Like if you had no one,
exactly,
would it be the same?
The truth is, Cooking with Claude, the page is Cooking with Claude. Go follow on YouTube. that's the fastest growing cooking page now. So whether you can cook or you cannot cook, go to that page, you'll learn something new. So Cooking with Claude, truth is, she started doing YouTube, I think a year or two after I got into photography.
Oh yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, so her first videos, we got a lot of video calls on how to place your camera, how to place your lights, and she started with her phone, and that was a small mentorship kind of something. But the way she took it more serious than I even, like yourself, come on, the consistency was mad.
Right.
She does the flyer, she did the thumbnails, she edited the video shot. I mean, she shoots today, edits today, posts today, she's shooting the next one, and I mean, she's really consistent at it. But yeah, of course, it's always a big inspiration to see that the people around you use these small things to make it big. Trust me, if you ask our parents today, it's to when my mom traveled to go to Canada and saw like what she was actually doing, I'm not sure should I believe that, hey, this YouTube thing is actually paying from the comfort of your home. Right. I feel like it's now our parents actually getting to understand. Even when getting into photography, they were like, graduate photography is beginning to make sense only now. Right. What has changed? It has changed, and I feel like we are just taking advantage of the opportunities that we find around and maximizing.
How long did it take for your people to come along, to like come around to the idea of, okay, this is actually a viable career path? Okay,
good question. Oh, good question.
Because were they not on board in the beginning? Like, did you face any resistance in the beginning when you were trying to get into it?
Not at all. I did not face resistance. But I mean, it's just, I feel like it's a usual worry from parents and loved ones, you know, because the norm is to finish school, yes, be a doctor. If you're not a doctor, if you're not an engineer, if you're not, say, an architect, you know the big road job titles, if you are not those, hey, you have lost it all. But then, things have changed, and I think it was until like, I think 2022, 2023, when I actually moved to my own place, got studio, got new equipment, and truth be told, like, there's just some sort of, when you're a big man, you cut off from, money from family and stuff.
Right.
Now it's, you take full responsibility. And trust me, if anybody that doesn't ask you for a dollar at any point in time, you automatically just believe that means that person is doing good. Truth be told, yeah, I am doing good. I was doing good. And yeah, of course they believe. I mean, there's no reason not to believe, because I'm making them believe that, yeah.
Yeah, no, now you're definitely making them believe. Now everybody's believing.
Yes.
But in the beginning, did they believe?
No.
Because where did
you believe? There was a little doubt.
Where did your capital come from to start?
My capital,
funny story.
Funny story. I will take you back to when I got that camera. I used to rent this camera from this guy. So I used to do photo shoots, let's say for 10K or sometimes 15K. I rent the camera for like 10,000. Okay. So sometimes I had that 5,000 to myself. Sometimes you use all the money to rent the camera. But now my aim was to create portfolio, let people know what you're doing. So after I did that for a while, I was able to save up some money. I bought that camera from that guy. With the help, my elder sister at the time, Christabel, the doctor, she gave me some money from her first salary that she got.
Okay.
She gave me a cut of it. My dad too gave me a small cut. I joined what I had, and you see that it was not total resistance. There was just this iota of small doubt. Like
that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Because some people face flat out resistance. I'm not pouring any of my dime into this.
No.
Like because the capital had to come from somewhere.
True,
unless you had a pot of money somewhere, then you needed like family support. So that family support was there.
For sure. No, it was. But there was that little doubt. Like it was just some sort of go explore. Let's see. Just let's see what you're trying to talk about. Now we don't understand.
But that's a good one though. Yeah. Like I feel like that's what a lot of people want to have. There's people who are around them are like, you know what, okay, try it. Let's see. Because a lot of people, they face flat out like, no, this is not it. Do this or we're not supporting you. And I feel like if you have at least that stimulation of, because the doubt is healthy. You're doing something which people don't normally do, of course. Like your family would not be, for lack of a better word, they'll not be typical if they don't kind of question, is this something which is going to be or not good, because they have not seen a lot of people do that. So that's fair, but at least they gave you the space to explore, which is, I think, the least people could ask.
True.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so you decided to do this, photography, videography, and start your own thing. What has been, to make the question concrete, what has been the most challenging part of navigating that here?
I mean, the whole part of from the day you accept to get into entrepreneurship in Cameroon, you've already done like 60% of the job already. Because first of all, it's dealing with the people here, it's already a thing. It's already a tough space you're getting into. First of all. Secondly, photography. There is this stereotype around photography. Truth be told, photography is a very expensive job.
Yep.
It's no hobby. Anybody who spends their dime to get photography equipment is not a hobby to them.
It's an expensive hobby.
Yes,
expensive
perfect.
Hobby.
That's the better way to put it. An expensive hobby. And the biggest challenge, I think, will be that whole level of accepting that, hey, this thing actually is worth that money that you're being asked from the clients, of course.
Okay.
I'll break it down. You can buy a camera today, let's say 1 million, 2 million. France CFA. If you very important. If you charge a client, so for a job, 500,000 francs, to them that's a lot. Talking about 3, 4, 5 years ago, that was a lot. Why would photographer charge such money? But now it has changed. I no longer face that challenge again. But there's still that challenge of acceptance that this is actually a job.
From the people doing it, from the client?
No, from the client base. Like when you tell somebody, I'm a commercial photographer, they'll be like, your job, that's what you do for a living? You say, yes. But now, when they get to understand now that, hey, this is actually a business, you actually get people employed, you actually have this and that, you have a studio, you have taxes, and they actually understand that, hey, okay, this thing is a thing. The challenges are quite enormous. Challenges with clients as well. Clients want the perfect and finished product. Social media has changed, so people see a lot of good stuff online these days. But the truth is, there are no prices attached to these good things that you see online.
Right.
So you see this client go to Pinterest or Instagram and brings you some stunning kind of concept or some stunning kind of work or whatever to you. And when you access the job,
and you charge that client as per that job, for that small thing that I'm seeing like that, for just, they look at the picture, they don't look at the image.
Right.
Those are two different things.
Right.
The image is everything that makes part of it. Different sets that makes the part of that whole thing you're seeing. So to clients, it's always so easy. You just have your camera and now it's so easy. Get the camera and do it. You cannot. That's where the expertise comes. I feel like that's a great challenge.
So can I summarize that challenge in just people not necessarily understanding the value?
The value of the job. Yes. Yes.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, I think that's a better way to put it.
But that's also changing. In a positive way.
It's changing. It's quite slow here. I would say here, but out of here, trust me, I'll prefer 100 times to do business with a Cameroonian who has lived abroad.
Right.
The diasporans, they don't stress.
Yeah.
Truth be told.
No, because we know the value, and the thing is, for a lot of people, it's still like 500K sounds ridiculous here, but we know that we pay more there. Like for a wedding shoot, I don't know, just pictures. I've not had a wedding shoot here, but I know you can pay easily 1,500 euros. That
No
way,
stress.
which is close
For
to
a couple
1 million.
of hours.
For pictures only, not video. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then it's like we know that
True.
we could easily pay the premium for this, but then we come here and we get it somewhat cheaper.
Of course, not the same thing, but I mean, of probably same quality or maybe sometimes even better quality. Yeah. So the challenge, I feel like is a challenge. It's a challenge of accepting the value that this thing comes with. I feel like that's really major, and the small other ones which we're getting to manage. But I think that's a bigger one. And that's why you see we keep on always trying to communicate this value. Right. Yes, in everything that we do, whether it's through our visuals. If you check our pages, you see that I'm always preaching this whole thing of professionalism. We are not like the rest. We treat you like every client is big to us. No small client here. Right. That's the message I keep always, trying to portray.
I feel like there is a positive trend, especially with the coming of, I don't know, social media and people being more connected. People get to be more informed about this kind of thing. So I can feel like there's a positive trend. It might not be as fast as we want it to be, but at least it's going in the right direction. Because true, if you don't get the value, then the people are not willing to pay for it, and then the money flow is also slow. Right. And if money is slow, then business is slow, and everything just,
True talk.
On the other hand, what is the thing that keeps you going? What is that thing that, like, you wake up in the morning and you have all these challenges of people not valuing them, but you don't get the money now. You don't get the amount you want. So what keeps you going? Because the money is not there yet.
Yes, the money is not there yet. Yeah. Although from time to time, there's this voice that usually tells you, hey, you think you've arrived there, but no. It's just the start of another. Yeah. What keeps me going? Very big question. What keeps me going? I feel like deep within, the fear of failure, I think that will be major.
Okay.
Fear of failure first. Yeah.
I did not see that coming.
Yeah, like when I'm very observant. When I look around, you see the people who have made it big. When you look at their age class, like let's say, for example, 50-year-old, 50-year-olds. This one is here. This one is here. 2 legs, 2 hands, same head, everything. But why is this person here? Why is this person here? It means this person here is doing something that this person is not doing. So I always look out to do more so I don't fail. First of all, what keeps me going again is I have this passion to always do ordinary things in extraordinary ways. I always want to do something different. I always want to do something different. And even when you see like a client comes to you, I have these other photographers that I'm already talking to. I'm like, yeah, there are them, then there is me. I'm not in that box. So there's really this deep need for me to do my own things different, create an impact. Of course, I want to let tomorrow when I'm no more, let people see my work, let people hear about my name and say, hey, this person did this differently. This person was impactful in this way. This person did this. I feel like I want to have that positive picture painted to my own legacy.
What gives you the confidence that this is going to work?
This is going to work. It's already working. That's what gives me the confidence that it's going to work. And truth be told...
Okay, sorry. Just to get that clearly. So it's working now.
It's working.
That gives you the confidence that it's going to work. Before it started working, or did it start working from the beginning?
It started working. I would say honestly, it started working from the beginning. I would say I started working from the beginning because, I mean, at the time, I didn't do a lot of deep research yet. So at the time, yeah, money was coming from it. So I knew if money is coming now, more money will come later.
Okay.
That aside. But now, what has changed is the very fact that I am able to not only, I feel like I don't only do the job again, just the job of photography, but I feel like I help people actually achieve their goals now. If we talk about weddings, I'm not just the photographer, I'm the person to go to. You need a tissue when you're sweating, you're crying, you need someone to talk to, you need somebody who's emotional, you know stuff. I found myself doing those things.
Right.
I found myself nodding people's ties at weddings. I've seen grooms who the first time they're wearing a suit is on their wedding day. They don't even know what to do. You know, I'm so helpful at that point where I ask myself, if I was not here, it shows this person I've been so frustrated here. Right? So these small things, I feel like these things are actually exciting about a job, and these things, I feel like karma, it always has a ripple effect, a positive ripple effect. Because when I do these things, once you are empathetic in business, the returns are always enormous. I can serve you for just 20,000 francs today. Just because I served you that way, you refer me to a 1 million client tomorrow. But because I considered you. So I think these are the things that actually makes me believe that this thing is working and social media is growing. There is no way content creation and audiovisual content is going out of stock. There's not anytime soon. It only gets better.
Fair.
Marketing and communication nowadays, there's no marketing and communication without audiovisual content.
Fair.
There's no way. So I see that's the opportunity which I'm really exploring and finding new ways to refine and hone these skills to better serve the people that need it. I'll always prefer the corporate space. It's very detail oriented, well visioned, and once you get on the job, and like for someone like me who is versed with the corporate space, it's easy for me to sail through. Let's say if we get lock in a new client today, once I understand their vision, I see that they are detailed with this stuff and this. In no time, I'm able to tailor the photography service to what they need. So yeah, I feel like these are the things that actually make me feel this thing is going to work. Plus, I see people, making these things big out of here. I'm not limiting myself. Trust me, I don't have a photography mentor here in Cameroon. Sorry to say, but yeah, they are good. They are good people here. Even me, I'm never pleased with my work. I'm really never. Even we get the confirmations and everything, likes, comments, and there's always room for that. There's something. I think
that's a good thing to have. And also I appreciate what you already.
True, for sure.
But fair enough. Because if you already start doing something, you see the monetary return immediately, then of course that's motivating. Where in your case, that was a blessing where you already had that. So you had something concrete as proof of concept. Which for a lot of other people starting entrepreneurship in different ways, they pump a lot more than they get. Right? So then that's a different starting point. So that makes sense. Fair enough. If you had to choose between doing photography here and doing photography in Europe, what would you choose now? If you had a one-way ticket, like a free pass, you can only get one. Would you stay here or would you go abroad? Honest answer.
Wonderful. Japa. As a Cameroonian, photography in Europe, of course, pays better than here. But now I'm looking at the level of housing cost, taxes, cost of production, and everything around. Photography in Europe, of course, better. Yeah, I think I'll go for photography in Europe.
Yeah.
I've seen people make it big. I've seen what they've been able to achieve. I have a lot of people whom I've been following from when they just moved up, like maybe Nigerians who usually move to the UK. 3-5 years down the lane, they've blown up.
Exploding.
Yes, exploded because they value the job more. You're paid better. Your time is being respected. It's normal in Cameroon for someone to tell you my event starts at 9 and that event starts at 4 p.m. And it's normal for them to come and tell you, sorry, it was that the driver did this, it was that the event, they pushed the time, I forgot to tell you. How does that sound? So they give you a program for 9 a.m. The program starts there around 2 p.m., 4 p.m. So you see, there's actually no possibility for you to even take 2 events if you don't have a credible team that will maintain that same standard of work. So if you have a quality team that will maintain that same quality of work, automatically your prices have to go up because it's not easy. But I mean, trust me, in Europe, if it's 5 hours you paid for, if 1 hour to the end of that time you've not started your event, the person packs his bag and goes. Nothing you do to them.
Yeah.
You see, these and many more equipments are insured. Yeah, if they steal your equipment, yeah, are you going to police? To what? No. Sorry, you lost it. Start looking for money to get another one, right?
Yeah, no, fair enough.
Yes,
fair
yeah.
enough.
So I mean, trust me. I mean, I should ask 10 out of 10 photographers here. Trust me, they will see photography in Europe.
Yeah.
They would see photography in Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that I understand. I think it's, but you know, like this also. It's very unfortunate that the stuff is only valued, or is mostly valued outside more than it is valued here. Because I see people like Stephen Tayo, the one from Nigeria, where he has exhibitions in Amsterdam. Like, bro, you're in Amsterdam every other month.
Yep.
That's only Amsterdam. Guy probably has some in London, in Russia, or wherever. He has a lot of this international stuff. But what he's selling is mostly local. Like I see his pictures, and they're mostly capturing stories, events,
yes.
narratives from Nigeria, from
Nigeria.
parts of Nigeria which people don't have access to otherwise. You know?
Right.
So it has a very unique selling point, which, in my opinion, or from what I observe, a lot of people here have not really tapped into like that. You know what I mean? Like that Cameroonian, that boya experience, serving in a way people look at it like, oh, I want to go here. You know, I came back to, I'm like, dang, I wish I had more pictures of the mountain. Not just the mountain, just seeing the mountain in its glory in different ways, but then packaged in a way which is appealing to the
visually
eye.
appealing,
Not
yes.
just one chorombo you know what I mean?
True.
Where tapping into that, it really gives you a unique selling point.
Right.
But that's also something which takes time. You know what I mean? So that's kind of where I was playing at with this question as to, if you go to Europe, definitely things are stable. But it's like, if you do not leverage this one as well, are you really placing yourself in a very unique way on the global scale? You know what I mean? Because you're just going to be one of the other photographers.
For the other photographers.
Whereas here in Cameroon, or if you have that strong connection to Cameroon, then your uniqueness is in that what you are offering,
yes,
most people out there cannot offer.
True.
You know what I mean?
I get. You know, it's a tough question because I have not lived there. So for me to really find the opportunities in that sector is kind of tough. I don't know because there are problems in every sector, of course. With all the advantages that comes with it, there are challenges to the job in Europe. I can only talk for Cameroon for now. But trust me, what I will say is what really makes me, or I've seen and noticed that really makes me stand out from said competition, because I don't have competition, trust me, number one. Yeah, but let's just assume I have a competition. Blow your own juju, you have to. If not, nobody will clap for you. Clap for yourself. All right. Yeah, so I feel the first thing which really makes me stand out is my personal branding. I feel like I'm really big on my personal branding. To the fact that it's not really, like I said earlier, it's not really again about the job. It's really about the person. So that's why you see it's kind of tough for me when I tell the client I'm not going to be at your event. The problem at that time is not like my pictures are not going to be good. No, it's more of we want your person, because when you get into the room, things change.
Right, the experience is different.
The experience is different,
right.
And that's why I'm trying to make other entrepreneurs learn these things through Effex Academy, which you'll be hearing about soon.
Wow.
My interpersonal skills to actually plays a huge role in actually managing this business. It's a purely people business.
Yeah.
No matter how much that client has to pay, no matter how much you ask for them to pay you, and they have the money to pay you, they'll pay you. But there is always something more you have to bring aside that job you're doing for them. That's what clicks. It's the experience that clicks. I feel like this aspect is really something which I get to leverage on a daily and makes me stand out. Yeah. And I mean, my whole background in marketing as well. I didn't study marketing and communication, but during the COVID time, I took some certifications in marketing and communication, because photographers, like most photographers here, they don't market themselves. They just wait for the next client. They don't drop. I mean, offices every now and then dropping proposals, corporate companies, institutions, multinationals, because if you don't go to them, they never come to you. Yeah. So I do that most often. But if you're not well branded, if you don't know these things, you will not be able to do it. So I feel like these things are really unique.
No, I think that's something which is transferable, regardless of where you find yourself. Those are skills which definitely come in handy.
True.
Like having that level of discipline and being able to create that experience for people.
Right.
Those are transferable things.
Not to cut you short, most photographers are actually introverts. Like, Give a photographer a mic to address people at an event. Jesus Christ. You've put them in, it's like you've
Hot water.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
Yeah, you get?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's why at a corporate event, I always tell my corporate clients, give me five minutes at the end. I'll do my advert. Yeah, give me the mic. Introduce myself. We do this. We do photography. We do this and that. Take my number. I'll be sharing my card after this. Pap. I've done this. I've done what my competition cannot do.
Right.
They don't know how
That is
the
true.
That
is true. Yeah.
Truth be told, I'm just tapping from this opportunity to find out. Yeah, it's working. It's working. It's working. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's clear to see because the way you carry yourself around on social media, the fact that you're doing a lot more than just that, you're on stages talking, you're, the Afro Closet things you're starting, the Effex Academy.
Yep.
Those are things which show that, okay, it's more than photography and videography for you.
True.
Which is clear to see. So when you say it, I'm like, okay, fair enough, I see it. So you don't have to question as to what you're talking about.
Yes,
but
sir.
if you were to advise somebody now who is thinking of starting any of the things you're starting, whether that's entrepreneurship, whether that's clothing business, whether that's photography, videography, if you were to advise someone who is just starting now, maybe things, tips and tricks which you wish you had been told before you started, what would that be?
The internet is your friend. Do research on whatsoever thing comes to mind that you think you want to do. Don't go for the money. Even till now, I still do free jobs now, pro bono. I still do. Till now. Because there's always, it's true, nothing free is actually free. Yes. So I leverage on that a lot. A lot of research has to be done on whichever sector you are interested in. But don't take the money out of it. I feel like fulfillment and satisfaction from the thing is what keeps you going. Look at you. Shooting, editing, it's no easy job. Let's talk about it. It's not easy job. Yes, and that's why people employ people to do these jobs for them.
Yeah.
Content creators do that. It's a lot of work. But if you do not like this thing, you will not be here shooting.
No.
You will not be editing. You will not be posting.
That's true.
You post every day.
Yeah.
If you do not like videography, if you do not like audiovisual, come on. People start this thing and leave it halfway. So you have to, I feel the first advice would be to research on that field, know about that field, ask yourself if this is something you will love doing in the long run. It's challenging. Entrepreneurship as a whole is challenging. Social media fools us a lot.
Right.
There are a lot of tears behind these shiny makeup pictures we see around or great cars and whatsoever. Yeah, there are a lot of tears behind it. So do a lot of research, understand that, okay, this thing can give me some satisfaction. Find the opportunities around you in that sector. Like I did in photography, find the opportunities. People are lacking. Nobody has it all figured out.
Right.
Is it fashion? Is it entrepreneurship? I say even the person who cracks stones, if you are consistent at cracking stones, in 3 years you buy machines to start cracking stones.
Right.
And before you know, in 5 years you have a quarry.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's that long-term vision.
Yes. Yes. You find a way, find the opportunity in that sector, find the solution and how to explore the opportunity, add value to that service, and watch yourself blow up with the same consistency. But it's no easy road, entrepreneurship. Right. And for Joe, it's not for everybody. If you're the person who starts stuff and don't finish, I don't think, just go for your salary, Entrepreneurship will humble you.
So just go for your salary.
And in Cameroon, it's double stress. Yeah, it's double stress. So.
No, but thank you. When we sat down to talk, we had no idea what this conversation would be.
For real?
I feel like we've actually
and now we don't even want it to end.
but a lot of value has been shared.
Yeah,
I think there's definitely someone out there who is going to benefit from this in one way or another. So thank you for being willing to sit down on the hot chair.
Big privilege to be on the Ox Legacy podcast. Not everybody has this opportunity,
And we did not get to even talk about the clothing brand, but of course there's definitely going to be space for more interviews in the future.
Sure thing.
But thank you for sharing your gems and your wisdom.
Sure.
And, until next time,
privilege.
keep doing your thing.
Keep following Effex Studios on all social media platforms.